How you doing today, folks? So today I have a review for you of the Wee Knives Deacon. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty damn small knife. It's just about the size of my middle finger. So a couple of things about this knife. First off, this has a absolutely beautiful bead blasted M390 finish, a little bit of mill work to it, just something a little interesting, a little bit of pop. It also matches with the pocket clip. This is a stone washed titanium frame with this gorgeous kind of polished carbon fiber, this blue jeweled hardware to it, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. Overall, just a beautiful knife. Also, you will not see any manicured fingernails here. There's this thing on YouTube going, everybody has these like ridiculously pretty hands. I work for a living. My hands are beat the fuck up. They're all dirty, all sorts of different stuff. If you don't like it, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I work my ass off for everything I have. So, this is a small knife for sure, but the action really is great. Now, this is actually my second Wee Knives Deacon. The first one I gave it to a buddy of mine after it being kind of a user. Figured, hey, I'm going to go ahead and buy another one. But when I first bought this knife, well, the first one anyways, I was actually really into flippers. Now I'm kind of not. I'm getting more into slip joints lately, but for the most part, you know, thumb openers, certain types of nail nicks, thumb studs, just a bunch of stuff like that. Almost everything besides just a regular flipper, because there's just so many flippers out there. You know, frame lock flippers. The market is just so incredibly overly saturated, and I just like something new every now and again. So this has not been carried literally at all. This is brand spanking new. But the original one that I had, I used for months. And it was, you know, honestly, it didn't look too much different from this. You know, just the fit and finish on Wee Knives are incredible. This crazy bead blasting really does hide almost all wear and tear. My user had a slight rolling on this piece right here where I did not pry, but I did something to it that just did not end too well. But other than that little piece, like almost all of this looked almost exactly the same. I had managed to scratch the carbon fiber a little bit, but that kind of added to it to me personally. So this really is a very durable knife, despite it being so goddamn pretty. So without too much of a ramble, let's do a couple size comparisons. First off, this is the Wee Knives Malice. This is the flame anodized like ghost version. I don't know what you want to call it. It just says flame ano, but it just kind of has like almost like a spectral finish to it. It's really interesting. So as you can see, the Wee Knives Malice dwarfs the Deacon. Again, this is a very small knife. This is going to be an overarching theme in this video. This is definitely a small knife. Now, a couple ones that I know you guys are familiar with. So, we have the Benchmade full-size Griptilian. Let's get this a little closer to the camera. Now, again, definitely smaller than the Griptilian. I don't have a mini Griptilian, so it might be spot on to the mini. I just have this full size. But, you know, that's where it sits for that one. I don't know why I put this one away. This needs to stay out. Sorry, folks. I'm very tired. I do these videos immediately after I get off of work. I didn't have time to shower or to mess around or do anything. And once I shower, I'm taking my ass to sleep. So we have a Paramilitary 2. Again, much smaller than the PM2. As I said previously, there's going to be an overarching theme to this video, this being a very small knife. This is my current EDC. We get kind of into slip joints more lately. And this is just a damn cool looking slip joint. This is the Tucson TS123. If you happen to get curious about it, why they decided to put 1, 2, 3 together is beyond me. It just sounds cheesy and fake, but that's what it's called. Now, slip joints are generally very smaller knives. This is almost exactly the same size as the Deacon. This is the under 3-inch blade, clip point, but I digress. Also, for some reason, I've been carrying this stupid thing. This is the Artisan Cutlery Kinetic Tool in copper. So, much smaller than the Kinetic Tool because it's essentially a balisong, and balisongs are big knives, for sure. One second, a little trouble with the latch. Now, as far as problems with this knife, there really aren't too many. To quote Nick Shabazz, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which is also a quote of an old movie. I'm not really going to go into anything like that, but just a quick pros and cons. Now, as far as pros, this thing is beautiful. Just the fit and finish and the way this whole thing is designed is just absolutely beautiful. If this happens to speak to you, man, you really can't go wrong because there really isn't too much bad about this knife. Now, the action is just a little bit gritty. It's not quite as smooth as I would like. It still drops shut with a shake, but there's just a little bit of grittiness to it that I'm just not really a fan of. And you can kind of feel it more when you just slide it shut. Now, that's going to be it for the bad. For the good, this, again, the handle is beautiful, the blade is beautiful, the action is beautiful. If you happen to like smaller knives, it's absolutely beautiful. If you don't like smaller knives, well, this is, again, I have these big old hands, and this is the second one of these I've bought. So the ergonomics, even though this is very firmly a 3-finger knife for me, it's me, I'm tired, folks. I'm a fucking goofball. Even though it's very firmly a 3-finger knife, it is still very comfortable. So, with all that being said, this hobby is very much about perspective and preference. So, if your preference is titanium frame lock flippers with carbon fiber, jeweled hardware, beautiful blade, great action, slightly grittiness, and a gorgeous pocket clip that functions so well as a little bit of lanyard at the bottom, which does not really add too much to it. As you can see, it kind of just blends into the overall aesthetic. It's very nice. I also need to mention this very nice milled backspacer right here, which is also titanium. So if these things appeal to you, this knife will definitely appeal to you. I cannot stress it enough. This is genuinely a great knife. So I tend to rate things on between a 0 to 100 rating scale. So for that being said, because of the grittiness, I'm going to knock this down 0.5 points, which means overall it is a 9.5 or a 95 out of 100. It's a great knife. Again, the one I had previously, I used a whole bunch, and it just performed wonderfully. Again, I'm not a huge fan of smaller knives, but this one, for some reason, just seems to fit the bill, and it all works out so very well. So again, if you happen to like the way this knife looks, I promise you love the way it performs. M390, again, I'm not really big on the whole super steels, but man, I beat that thing up, and I never had to sharpen it. I had it for several months. I used it on a whole bunch of stuff you should not use a pocket knife for, and it never needed to be sharpened. It really is incredible. So M390 steel is definitely good to go. We had their heat treat done right. Their Rockwell is done right. Again, this knife really doesn't have too many problems at all. So with all that being said, as always, I love you all so very much. I love this community. I love all of you, the messages, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, everything. We're over 220 people. For just being some jackass rambling on YouTube, I am very happy to be at 220 plus subscribers. It might seem like a very small milestone to you people out there with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I don't care. I promise you I'm happier than all of them because, man, you guys subscribe, you comment, you talk to me, and we have a genuinely good time here. And I can't state it enough that I just love you guys and I enjoy this community so much and the interaction and the camaraderie. It's just absolutely great. So, with all that being said, please do me this one favor and be kind to one another. There's so much negativity, so much drama, so much hate in the world. Let's just go beyond it. It's not some hippie shit. It's not some hipster shit. This is just from a genuine person that, man, we just need to stop complaining, to stop bitching, to stop whining, and just love one another. It's not that hard, man. Every single person deserves that love and that respect. So again, I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much for watching my little review. Hopefully the format is well improved. I tried to cut it down quite a bit in terms of how much I ramble. So again, I love you for the third time tonight. I'll say it 100 goddamn times if I have to. I love you guys. Take care and bye.